Hello, one and all. How are you all tonight? Give me a few moments here. I'm still getting things set up. Had to restart my computer. So we will have something other than a black screen soon. Um, I'll have Clip Studio up very shortly. So I'm gonna have to pause this or mute this here. Waiting. It says waiting. Okay, there. Let's share this out. So hopefully everybody is. Some people are here soon. We'll just, you know what? We'll just share it on Twitch or Twitter, I should say, today. I don't feel like going around everywhere sharing it out, or maybe I will later. I don't know. We'll see. Pop up the chat though, so we can see it. And then we'll take away that. And let's see, where are we? Hopefully fairly soon we will have Clip Studio actually loaded up. As you can see, it is loading up. Hopefully Metal might be here soon. Loading files. Ooh. Yeah, I did shut everything down improperly. Heard a hello, Metal.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing today?
Oh, I don't know. Why does everything seem to be dependent on my money?
Oh, that's the way the world works, sadly.
Yeah. Well, I did get one thing. The guy actually contacted me today, remarkably, and there was more. He gave me a full, some piece of a document, stating about, the 3 times that it failed at the Royal Bank and to give it to them, like, I don't see how it's going to happen, help them, it shows a bunch of information,
Yeah.
you know, they can, I guess, confirm or deny is correct, or maybe they can say whether I need more information. So now I'm waiting to hear back from my bank. So hopefully I hear from them tomorrow. And of course, a couple of my tickets, they're trying to close them, and I just keep reopening them as a request to the previous one. I'm like, sir, you're not closing this. This is not solved. And they're trying to state, the fact that, yeah, it's in the middle of being processed, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's going to fail. And, 2:00 in the morning, 1 or 2 in the morning, I'm going to get an email saying it. And I'm going to take a screen picture and I'm going to send it to them and say, told you so. Now, can we get on with real life and stop wasting my time?
No, they want to keep playing this game because they think they're winning at it.
And then, I wasn't able, my bank too was a bit of a pain doing stuff through too today. I go into my bank account and, try and do the online thing. And then, saying use a phone. Well, you can't see a document that I got from these people through the damn phone. And they had one where you could connect with them on Facebook, but again, stupidity reigns supreme. Oh, we don't want you showing any documents to us on here that might have your personal information because it's not secure enough. I'm like, what if I'm willing to risk it? I end up just showing it to them anyways, and then they give me a person's name and email. So I got somewhere that way. And apparently on that channel or whatever that they're dealing with for Facebook Messenger, they can't open PDFs. They can't download a PDF and open it.
That's really weird because you think they'd just be able to right click it and open it in a new tab since every modern browser is equipped to run PDFs.
Yeah. I know. It was just stupid to me too. But I'm like, whatever, okay, I'll take a couple of screenshots of it, and they're saying block out the personal information. Well, that's what this is all about. Making sure all this personal information is correct. Or what other personal information is needed. So,
listen, if they don't feel comfortable enough being secure with your personal information, they probably shouldn't be running this business in the first place.
Yeah. I'm talking Scotiabank, the Scotiabank, thing through Facebook. It's like, I feel secure enough putting it on a communication between me and Scotiabank only on Facebook. I know there's the chance of hackers, but highly unlikely.
Plus, if somebody hacks your account, they really don't need to go through your DMs and stuff to find your personal information. They get it straight from your account.
Where am I at that? So, I had a bit of a frustrating day that way. Just the regular stupidity that's been my, life the last couple months. Other than that, it was good.
That's good.
But well, and the fact that the guy actually did contact me before Friday, geez, I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah, don't they usually take like like a day, 24-hour respondents?
Well, see, I hadn't talked to him since last Wednesday when, he decided to, after I said, yeah, all the info was correct, nothing's changed. Oh yeah, let's trigger a disbursement when, none of the info has changed. So the fact that he got back to me before it actually came through, hit the thing tonight, or early tomorrow morning, where it says, this failed, was, just a little bit surprising. But of course, it's, giving me something to do his job. So, he's giving me a form, so I have to contact my bank, to find out why it's not going through. Instead of them, contacting, because they know a whole lot more than me about their system.
But do they? Because they don't seem to. At this point, you probably know more about their system than they do.
Well, certain parts of it. I just mean the Stripe portion of it. How they disperse it.
Yeah.
I know the fact that if you're trying to send it through with the same information that's been sent through it the last 4 weeks, the last 2 months or whatever,
And nothing's changed.
that it's going to fail. Because, I'm just not intelligent enough to realize that. Hey, Rebel. And he says word. I'm not sure what that was too. Let's see. Look at my fish man up here. I'm talking and I'm distracting myself from bringing stuff up. Should I have to put my headphones in? If you want to come in too, you can, Larry. The link's in one thing. Okay, my earphones are in now. And my earbuds, technically. So, yeah, and now well, as you sort of saw earlier, I'm working on my reaction video thing that I'm going to put up on my website, that, few people have access to.
Yeah.
Although I might end up making it, I might do something on my Patreon about it. Anybody given like $10 a month or more can have access to, access to them. Art Reed says, "Hey pal, hey Art, how are you?" Okay.
Well, somebody's got to have access to them. Because what's the point of making them otherwise?
Yeah. Sure. But there might be a couple people that I give it to for free. Like Elric, maybe you.
I think Elric mentioned this last time, but after seeing the colored version that you're going to be picking your colors off of, his emblem looks even more like a goldfish cracker.
Yeah. Well, it's pink. His emblem is pink, so. So how are you, Rebel, and how are you, Art of Reed, tonight? Okay, so. And I didn't ask, but you're not showing anything people can see, right?
No, I don't have it set up at the moment.
Okay, I just figured I'd double check.
That I'm
No.
trying to figure things out anyway, like how I'm going to tackle this, because I have to like ink this Yggdrasil display. It's going to be a pain in the butt.
Willie says he is doing well here, thanks. I just realized something. Everybody in the chat at the moment is Canadian.
Oh, well, I could fix that.
I know, you can get into the chat and make sure there's one American there to represent. Right?
Yep.
But I'm sure we'll have some Americans in before we're done in an hour and 45 minutes. Oh, it sounds like somebody's out. Okay, yeah, he's still here.
Sorry, I had to grab something real quick.
No problem. Of course, you do an elbow cough.
Yeah. I got a dab on them haters. I don't see any haters at the moment, but I'll dab preemptively.
I think you can hear your TV or whatever in the background tonight.
Yeah, I was muting it before when I wasn't talking, but I forgot to then.
Okay, so that's why when you're not talking, we hear deadly silence. Okay, maybe it's not deadly, but...
Well, you know, can't control the noises around me. I can only control whether my microphone sends a feed or not.
True, true. So, anybody got anything interesting in the chat that they would want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what there is to talk about. You gave us the entire life story of this fish man yesterday.
Yeah. Not that it's hard to do that.
You could probably talk about why you chose aspects of the character design.
Yeah. Well, I think some of it is, just styling for back then, like the sort of the overcoat type thing here, although I did, more fish type thing, although I don't know how he goes and buys something like that. Maybe his wife, his wife made the costume, so.
So if there's any bad taste, we can blame her.
Yeah. Just blame the woman, right? No. Reed says you have some interesting character designs. Thank you. Yeah, some are interesting, some are not so interesting.
And Mal is trying to tell me not to elevate the conversation.
Oh well, don't try to elevate the conversation.
There's a very specific level of quality that he expects from your channel, and he doesn't want it to change.
Is that supposed to be low quality he expects from my channel?
He expects Rick quality.
Okay, that doesn't tell me a lot.
I think it should tell you exactly everything.
Low quality? Weird quality?
Probably closer to
unusual quality?
Yeah.
Weird?
Probably the weird and unusual quality, yeah. That's what I would go with.
Okay, I can take that. I don't mind being known as weird.
Yeah, see, he agrees. Rick quality nails it.
I'm gonna bring up my chat that way. Rick quality nails it. Yeah, it nails it, but it doesn't. Unless somebody knows me, it doesn't exactly tell them a lot. Well, it says 30 years of character development speaks for itself. Well, I wouldn't say every character has 30 years that I've done has 30 years of character development. You know, I created this character. There's a lot of characters I've created and then I've really not thought about them since because I haven't needed them. Fishman sort of applies to that till I need him for his Dubé and like whichever one that it's going to be.
Well, I also happen to know that you have certain characters that you've spent maybe a week developing, specifically the Japanese version of your shield.
Yeah. I probably spent a little bit more. I spent weeks, but I didn't spend weeks.
Yeah, I just rounded it like collective time about an even week.
Did you say that was Anita?
Huh?
Did you say that was Anita that drew that or something?
No.
Oh.
Never said anything about my cousin. You got hearing problems, butter.
I didn't quite catch it, so.
Art Reed says Mallet wasn't getting any of your notifications, so I unsubbed and resubbed. Hopefully it works. Well, Mallet's more on Twitch nowadays than here on YouTube. I think he's done something the last couple weeks here on YouTube, but 90% of his content is on over on Twitch, or maybe higher.
Yeah, mostly he just puts like cut down videos, stuff that are uploaded occasionally here on YouTube, and then he just goes live on Twitch. But he's been pretty active on Twitch. Apparently, I failed to follow him when he rebranded. I thought I did, but I followed him recently, and I've been getting notifications now, like I'm supposed to. And he's as active as he should be.
Yeah, I gotta get more active on there. I think maybe once I get my new computer, I might do gaming over there because that's the real big thing. And then do the odd art stream.
I was supposed to be live on Twitch earlier today, but I was having illness issues, so we canceled the podcast.
Ooh,
I've
that's
since
right.
gotten over it. It was
Oh,
one of those things you can get over fast if you actually take the time. I just don't want to say what it is because I don't want to gross out your audience.
well, that's a good thing. Yeah. Mallet said earlier, I haven't put out much until lately, but thanks, Willie. Artery says, Mallet, miss you, bro. And then Mallet says, yes, Artery, how is the story coming along? Still in script, says Art of Reed. And we got Eagle here saying hello. Well, Eagle, we also have Metal here. If you want to say hi to him.
He doesn't have to. It won't hurt my feelings. I'm a big boy.
Oh, goodbye.
Pardon? Oh, you take.
Hello and goodbye.
Huh.
I'm gonna try and get back to sleep.
Hopefully I can get this all. I'm putting this all in gray, trying to do the, what you would call it, making the grays the flat. And I have to go on the sides. Hey, Shinobi. Would you like to come in, Shinobi? I know Shinobi's usually up to coming on.
How does a raccoon even become a shinobi? Like, you must be a highly connected rodent. I don't even think raccoons are rodents. They're probably like muscelids.
Copy. Go. And if everybody out there could also hit that like button and share this out, that would be very, very, very much appreciated. So there's the raccoon, and there's the link for the raccoon. And that link is over on Twitter, Shinobi, if you're looking for it. So, how are you tonight, Eagle? How goes things for you?
Oh, you know what you need to do? You need to take the time to become just a brilliant grayscale colorist. Shading
Yeah,
and everything, and then just learn how to convert it to color afterwards.
yeah, that could be interesting. Uh, it could be easy to do the other way around. Become a brilliant regular colorist, and then use the program to switch it to grayscale.
Yeah, but that usually doesn't look as good.
Ah, there's Shinobi. Hey, Shinobi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good yourself.
All right.
So, are you going to be drawing anything anybody can see?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know because if you weren't, I was just going to put it on me and have us all talk. To me, it doesn't matter either way. It's just I like to know, so I know what to put the settings on.
Of course.
Because I'm over here on Clip Studio. I can't. Well, it's different. I cover up by what's the name of it? For using it. Hey, Timothy Olson is here. Hey, Timothy, how are you tonight? Not much tonight. Right now, I'm coloring my fishman character from last night, and that's not fishy at all. Okay, maybe it is. And we got Shinobi here doing something. I'm not sure what. I can't see because I'm doing what I'm doing. And of course, Metals. He's doing something and nobody can see that. I like fish
Don't
sticks?
answer it.
Not really.
It's a trap.
Okay, Admiral Akbar.
Well, it's, that
Art
old
says,
kid thing that people say, right? It's like, do you like fish sticks? And then you say yes, and they're like, well, does that make you a gay fish?
okay. I've never heard that one before.
Me neither.
uh, Timothy says, it would have been funnier if he had said yes. Laugh out loud. And Timothy says, more of a South Park reference. Okay. I've seen South Park, fair amount of it, but
Right.
I don't know a lot of it.
It's all right.
And Timothy says, that was the best episode ever for South Park. I guess a thing that would be reference to the fish sticks.
Probably.
Well, it sounds a bit fishy to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with him though. Even though
Ah,
Kanye West is like the main character of that episode, but the best episode of South Park is clearly Margaritaville. And it's the only correct answer.
okay.
There's actually a really funny Christ allegory in that one too.
Oh.
Yeah, because Kyle, who himself is a Jew, ends up taking on everybody's debt because like everyone in town goes into debt due to the Margaritaville. That's the not just because of that, but everything involved. That's where it's the and it's gone reference comes from. And everybody goes into debt and the town goes into chaos and stuff like that. And to solve the problem at the end, Kyle decides to like sacrifice himself in quotations by taking everybody's debt in town.
Jeez.
I guess he's the only one not in debt then. And who are they supposed to be in debt to?
The credit companies.
Oh, okay.
It's South Park, you know, so even when they have a good illusion and allegory, it's usually tied to something stupid because that's how they frame everything.
Yeah, that's South Park for you.
Timothy says, interesting. Haha, South Park. Now that is clever, he said. Yeah. It would seem like it. And he says, and it's okay because they rip on everybody. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Well, yeah, there's even like a famous line from South Park where they talk about comedy. And it's like you're not allowed to pick what is and isn't okay to be made fun of. Either everything's okay or nothing is.
Yeah.
Oh, Eagle was talking about this before. He was asking people in one of the chats. And apparently James Patterson now has the Shadow. Which is interesting because James Patterson is a good writer.
Yeah, he put something in my Discord about it, so I'm not sure whether he did it anywhere else.
I didn't have time to read it. Eagle, does that mean he's going to be writing pulps or something similar to that? Or are we going back to that format? Because I'd be interested to read that.
Chad Sharon says, hello, Rick and friends. And hello, Chad. Timothy says, so does that mean he knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? Yeah, that's simple. All evil.
Right.
Specific men have different evils that they, sort of are attracted to. The heart above all things is despicably wicked. I probably messed up how the scripture goes. But I said it enough. I think people can get the point. Timothy says, "Well, if you know the character, you would know. Only the shadow knows." Yeah, I know, but the shadow. I think I got the movie,
Mm,
and I don't know whether I got any comic books or not of the shadow.
right.
Yeah, I thought we got all the way on the outside.
Ooh, that's interesting. So Eagle says that they're going to write shadow stories in modern day, plus reprint the old pulps and push for a film, according to the article.
Well,
That
that's
actually sounds
interesting.
pretty fun.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm surprised Eagle's not here in the chat pestering people if they know the Shadow's real name.
I can say I don't. I think I
Dr.
might
Honey.
have heard it before, but
And I guess to beat him to that punch, too, I actually know both of his names.
There's two names?
Yeah, well, because when he came back, he didn't come back under his real name. He came back as
Oh.
Lamont Cranston, but his original name was Kent Allard.
Oh.
He was involved in World War One.
Well, that's something I didn't know.
Timothy says he prefers the movie with Alex Baldwin. That was a good film.
Yes, it was. Wait, no, I didn't say it.
Eagle says the idea of the shadow in modern day scares me. I've heard an argument from Ray the Fifth guy to make the shadow live in a timeless New York, like Batman in Gotham.
Yeah, I like that too. Put him in a timeless zone because he really was a character of his era, and especially needing his agents and stuff. You probably wouldn't need those as much with modern technology. You know, like maybe you have a couple that scour the web or anything. And a part of what makes the Shadow a cool character is that so many people that you don't even know work for him. Sometimes somebody he saves their life decides to work for him as a favor. Sometimes he spares a villain and they start working for him. He's got agents everywhere.
Cool.
Yeah,
And you could still do that in the modern time. It just wouldn't be as impactful because of the way technology has changed.
Right.
And
Well,
I like
I
the
think
idea of making things timeless.
well,
Could
I
Could
think
maybe
we could
make him an
still
informant or
do it.
something?
I think he'd still need people, maybe agents, looking out because, yeah, there's the quote unquote internet, and yeah, he can find out a lot of stuff there, but, sometimes, you see,
The best info comes from the streets.
there's stuff that's happening on the fly, and, before it can get reported, one of his agents can tell him because they see it happening.
Well, it's always better to keep him with the agents too, because you want to. I mean, Batman's kind of a ripoff of the Shadow. I think most people know this.
They
But you want
should
to,
at this point.
yeah, you want to keep him separate from Batman, and it's like Batman doesn't need agents because he can put a bug everywhere,
Yeah.
And you really just don't want to move
Yeah.
the Shadow into that realm.
Yeah, he is Batman is a ninja.
Timothy said, didn't he become a warlord? Would he tweet then? And Chad says, the Shadow's going to wear a rainbow and kill Nazis. They can't update everything. Timothy says not a ripoff, but based on. Yeah, Batman's a mix-up of a bunch of different things. You know, like the
Yeah, he's
shadows
Zorro.
and probably a couple other things that.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, he may not be as much of a ripoff today, but
When he
like
started
if you actually go back to his debut appearance, it was basically a panel for panel rip of a B story from the Shadow. It's like outright plagiarized, but they drew Batman in there instead of the Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read
It's kinda
Detective
like-
Comics
it's kinda
number
like-
27.
yeah.
Oh, first appearance.
It's kind of like Frank Miller's Holy Terror story with when he tried to do it without Batman and had the fit the character, but it was still basically Batman.
Eagle says, honestly, I just want to see the Shadow fight pulp, the Shadow pulps made into a movie, especially Mobsman on the spot introductory stories of Cliff Marsman.
Well, see, I don't know. Like, I do want to see them made into something. I'm not sure I want to see them made into movies, though.
Right.
What I would like if you gave them the movie style budget, but maybe made a series where you dedicate an hour to each pulp, right? Yeah,
Let's
Partners
see.
Apparel. If you just if you took a single episode of the pulps and gave each one of them like an hour with movie style budget, like they do with a lot of long running TV series now or Netflix series and stuff like that, I think that would be the most just way of doing it. You just have to have the right director and team on it.
Right.
And Timothy says, so Bill Figure is a hack? No, Bob Kane is.
Wouldn't Bob Kane be the hack since Bill Finger pretty much did everything, but Bob Kane took all the credit?
Yes, I agree with that. And Batman's evolved into his own character. Just started out as plagiarized.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. I mean, look at Aquaman with Submariner. He's pretty much his own. Arthur's pretty much his own character now.
Well, I don't think there were, although DC created Aquaman shortly afterwards, I don't think they were anywhere close even in the beginning. They were just both kings of Atlantis. That was, and underwater characters. I think that would have been the closest I would say that they were. But attitudes and all that were totally different.
Staff.
Let's see. Timothy says, yeah, but you said the first story was a ripoff of the Shadow story. Didn't Bill write those? I don't know who wrote the first,
I don't know who wrote the Shadow.
or who wrote the first Batman one.
The way I hear it, Bill Finger came up with a lot. Bill Finger came up with a lot of the concepts for Batman that are used today, and Bob Kane just decided, I'm going to take all the credit, or as much of it as he could get away with.
Yeah. Well, Batman's first appearance was Detective Comics number 27.
Yeah,
I'm looking up who wrote 27 right now.
Well, there would have been multiple authors for that because it wasn't just Batman in there.
he was one of the main stories, wasn't it?
No,
I know.
You gotta remember back in the 30s, 40s, a comic book had like probably a minimum of 10 stories.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Every issue, and all different characters. And
Yeah.
none of the stories related to each other.
Yeah, but he was the headliner for that story because Batman's on the
He was
cover
on the
of it.
cover. That's what I was getting at.
But
Yeah.
he was also the main featured character for that. There were several stories in it, though.
Right.
It was the case of the Chemical Syndicate, which, yes, it was Bill.
Yeah.
was the writer for that one.
That's what I thought. Poor Bill.
Yeah, so like,
Oh, there was a Crimson Avenger story in that one too.
yeah. If you remember right, this video did a good job discussing the Shadow / Batman and Eagle Link the thing.
Is it the video where Razor Fist goes over all of it? Because he does a good job. I like Razor Fist. I highly recommend people subscribe to his channel.
I know of him, but I never really checked him out.
He actually did a really good, in the same vein video, discussing the outright plagiarism of The Witcher taking from Elric of Melibene. It took like an hour for him to show everything that's been like ripped directly from it.
Timothy says, yep, Bill should not have not agreed not to be credited. And Eagle says, no, this is another guy.
I'll probably steal that link and watch it later then. Maybe I'll glean some information I don't already know.
Yeah, which is always good. He says it's a channel called Just Interesting. Timothy says, you know that contract giving Bob Kane credit still holds? Yeah, except now that they have been to court and Bill's relatives, and now he's getting credit on everything.
Yeah.
From what I know, anyways.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's what I need. I need to find some patsies I could just rip off and take all the credit for.
Right?
Yeah, Timothy says, oh, good. And
Bring
of course,
somebody in for a internship. Only have your name put on it.
Still
They
on
can't
the
prove
grind.
anything.
Or have a side of wager that all credit goes to you. Yeah, or they can't sue you.
Is that the new Halo 2 game? I don't think so. I don't know who he's
What?
talking about.
What did he say?
Oh, you've been working. You've been working. I haven't been showing what you've been doing all this time. Sorry about that. I just showed you. Everybody's just been seeing your Shinobi Raccoon colored thing that you have up for the page there. But now they can see it. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was probably intentional too, because I know one of the reasons they got away with it is because Gibson didn't pay attention to any of the things he didn't really work on himself. So he didn't really notice that it was basically a rip of one of his stories, and even praised the issue.
Jeez.
because he doesn't work on the
Wait,
beat stuff. Other people did.
Way to shoot yourself in the foot there, pal.
Yeah.
Eagle says the thing that I find interesting was that it's Theodore Tinsel's story that copied into the Gibson one. Timothy says, "You monster rebel thing." I sound muffled. Anybody else make that sound muffled?
Don't you always sound muffled?
I don't know. And
Well,
Jesse,
which mic are you on? Did we pick like the right mic for you before? It was like option number 3 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know,
I think it gets switched, when you go back in or whatever. I can always switch it and see what happens.
We need to write down your computer's internal name for whichever one is the good microphone to remember it.
yes.
Well, hopefully in like less than a week, things are going to be changing too. Okay.
Ooh,
now-
yeah, I'm interested on that too. Because Eagle says now that we have a better understanding of what's happening with the Shadow, he wonders if we're going to get any more info on Doc Savage.
Okay, can you guys hear me? How well do I sound?
Oh, that's much better.
Yes, that is an improvement.
Okay, so I'll keep that. Timothy says we should call him Muffled Man. And then Chad says, Muffled Man, Rick. Gibson wrote Batman's story in Detectives Comics number 500. Timothy says, "Oh God, you are too loud on my ears."
Mallet's like, stop trying to improve it. We're losing the Rick level quality. We call him Rick the Muffler
Rick's
Piper.
stream has now been digitally remastered.
Mallet says, "Stop trying to improve it. Damn it, it's better."
Rick Piper HD in HD.
Yeah. Can you write about Eagle's last comment? Well, Eagle's second to last comment, I should say.
Yeah, Mallet's
So
going to
we're-
hate me because I keep improving your show.
Hey,
Yeah, well,
you gotta get him good.
Timothy says maybe he should go back to the old mic and have someone scream what he says. Laugh, laugh. Hey, well, hopefully in less than a week, Friday or Monday or Tuesday. So,
Oh yeah,
My
he's
new
really going to hate
computer-
it.
my new computer has been gotten back, and hopefully within the next couple of days, I was hoping today they would have sent it out, but I don't see it. Didn't see anything about being sent back out today to come to me. I should check.
Yeah, after you get that new computer, your streams are going to get too good. You're going to drive Mallet away.
Well, it's like new computer.
Crappy quality.
Yes, somebody was nice and got me a new used computer. It's new to me. It's a refurbished one, but it's supposed to be like way better than what I'm using now. So
Yeah, as long as you get a refurbished computer directly from the manufacturer or one of the few companies that specialize in refurbishing, they're practically new.
Right.
okay, so no new information on whether it's been sent out. What? How? Says Mallet. What do you mean? What? How?
Oh, he's probably wondering like with what money, but you already answered that.
Yeah.
It was an anonymous donor who's not anonymous to you, but just everyone else.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know whether he wants, me to say how much he wants me to say about his involvement. So, till he says I can,
say
Yeah, if
that
you don't know,
he
it's
was
usually best to
involved.
just not.
Tell. You know, I haven't taken everybody's money in Rand from the project. I can show I have yet to get the money.
Well, I can confirm because I know who did it too.
Like,
So
Yeah.
it's fine. He did not get the money yet. He didn't take everybody's money and just buy a computer with it.
unlike some creators. And I trust it's not sitting in a Walmart shop somewhere either.
Timothy says, "What is with the color schemes of that character? Seahawk colors." Well, he is fish man, so I was taking the blue and green of the sea, and then I guess I was thinking salmon for the pink.
Salmon. I just like salmon.
Well, lots of people do.
Good. That's like that's like not that's like not liking fried chicken. Everybody loves it.
I like raw salmon.
Mallet says Rick is color challenged. Rebel jokingly says, "Laugh out loud." What so? You mean I bought the Canadian Shield last week at 7-Eleven?
Well,
Or what do you mean?
Tim Sale is color challenged as well.
Yeah. And I think that's a play on the Red Rooster stuff and being at Walmart. Although I did get a digital download for the second part of it, so a couple
Hey,
weeks ago.
you know what? If you actually got your stuff selling at 7-Eleven, we should be happy for you.
Yeah.
Because that means it actually would probably be in people's hands. 7-Eleven is the exact place where you want comic books to be selling.
Yeah.
It's true, but after your backers have gotten the books.
Yeah. And Timothy says, "It's coming at us. Run!" I don't know what's coming at him, but okay. Timothy says the Canadian Shield at 7-Eleven. He doesn't know what that means.
But yeah,
Or he doesn't seem to know what that means.
I would like to see comic books back in the Rite Aid stores and the 7-Elevens again.
Get it in every
Well,
Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
That would be even better.
They are still there. You still can get comics at variety stores and all that, but they don't have your ongoing monthly issues.
Of course.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
where you at? You can't get them at any
uh,
dollar store where I am.
I can't get them at any dollar store I'm at either.
No, I'm not talking dollar stores. I'm talking like variety stores. Like convenience stores.
Yeah, my
See,
convenience
there you
stores don't have comics.
Yeah,
Not even old ones.
mine do. They do. Or the last time I knew they did. Anyways, I've seen them. But they don't. They only have like
I don't like
10
that
different
color.
issues.
Let's see. If
They
I
only
can
have like
fix
10
that.
different issues between Marvel, DC, and whatever. So it's not like it's a
Well,
great
distribution
selection.
might be different up where you are too, right? So, like, the
Right.
companies might have to partner with a Canadian distribution company that already ends up
Yeah.
going to the gas stations and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like that
like
color.
and they're usually in stuff for like where you would see like your regular magazines, like your Time magazine and all that.
I see.
Eagle said there's no 7-Elevens near him. There's no 7-Elevens near me anymore either.
There are a few in
We
my
used to
area.
have a few. The closest one is in the next town over. All the ones, I'm pretty sure all the ones in my city are gone.
What's really weird is like you'll have certain cities, like the exact one that I'm in, that won't have a single 7-Eleven, but then you'll go a town over and there'll be like 6.
Yeah. There we are.
And Timothy says, "Good for you, man." Yeah, he says if you did get in 7-Eleven, then cool. Good for you, man. Long gone are the days of comics being in stores, and he said grocery stores. I mean, I think
I know they
there's
all.
magazines. I was just gonna say, I think they might still be in grocery stores here. I could be wrong with that one. I haven't
Yeah, but
checked
do
the
any of them sell
magazine
comic
racks.
books?
Pardon? What was that, Shinobi?
I was saying, do they sell comic books or do they sell other things?
What, the grocery stores?
And because all of my groceries, which is weird because in the grocery stores I'm at, like the main ones, like Giant, you can find movies and motorcycle magazines, but no comic books.
Actually, probably the closest thing to regular comic books would be the Archie Digests. I think they have.
Oh
in
yeah, I
grocery
still find
stores.
those at like the checkout aisle. You'll still get like the tiny Archie Digest books,
Yeah,
which
or
is weird.
Double Digest or whatever.
They don't show that on like the comic sites, but when you actually look at the metrics, it's one of the top selling comic book just things period in the United States, probably in Canada too.
Archie's unchanged since 19.
I would say completely unchanged.
They're less changed than say Marvel.
I mean, Archie's
And he
gone kind
said,
of woke too.
So
yeah,
wait, that didn't just apply to that CW show then?
Well,
it's
it's not
not
like
quite
the
as good.
CW show, but it's still pretty woke.
Yeah, it's not. It's nowhere near as bad as the CW show, but there's still wokeness in the comics now.
Hmm.
I just remember watching that CW Riverdale for the first time. I couldn't get it all the way through the first episode, and then just to show my mom what it was like, I watched it again, and she couldn't get through the first episode, but I did at that point.
You were such a glutton for punishment.
And then I tried to watch the second episode, and I didn't get. I
At
don't
that
even think I
point,
got halfway through it.
just go into your collection and pop in an episode of Archie's World. It would be better off.
Yeah.
Archie's World. I feel like I should know what it is, but my memory is failing me.
There were a few cartoons for Archie throughout the years with their various names.
Yeah, I've got one of them from like the 70s, I think. 2 of them from the 70s. The DVDs for it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just the only Archie I'm familiar with are the ones that met the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at one time.
Yeah, well, that's who we're talking about.
When the cows had spat it with their dimension hopping cow's head.
Timothy says woke, or as I like to call it, upper middle class white people pretending to care about stuff. Actually,
I think Archie's Weird Mysteries was my favorite, though.
Yeah. The problem with actually Riverdale, I wouldn't call Riverdale woke. I would just call it simply not Archie.
Yeah, it's something else entirely different.
Yeah, it's like,
and they could have just marketed it as something else too.
Yeah, it's like why is Archie so dark?
It's like none of the characters represented the real characters at all.
Yeah, I didn't know who anybody was. It's like, who are these people? I feel like I should know them, but for some reason I don't recognize it.
Heck, I'm not sure whether there was a movie back in the 90s. They did make it into a comic book. There was a comic book and they made it into a movie. I'm not sure. Called Riverdale, like 15 years later or something like that. Basically, Archie had graduated, went off, become a lawyer, and they're back for some reason,
I
like
see.
a reunion, or he had to sell something. That was way off from Archie, and it was better than the Riverdale.
Right.
Art of Reed says, "I love the new Afterlife with Archie."
Afterlife with Archie.
Timothy says you could use the same storyline for Screen. Oh, we got somebody here.
What?
One sec.
Oh, someone got an invite.
Hey, Rebel.
So there I was in 7-Eleven, brother. I was looking over the Archie Digest, looking for my next Veronica Swank mag, and there it was, Canadian Shield, with special variant cover by Mr. John Dillard. I had to pick it up, brother.
Timothy's saying Echo.
Oh, there's nothing I can do about that. It's a built-in mic on the laptop.
Phone.
I may have to leave if that's the case.
I was going to say, can you unplug the one that's not built?
No, dude, it's a laptop. It's like built in. There's nothing to unplug.
Oh, okay. I thought you were using one that was plugged in and one that wasn't.
The best thing I might be able to do is use a set of earbuds.
That would probably solve the problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I will. Usually I don't get an echo. If there's an echo, there's an echo. They're all tangled up.
So, Timothy said,
Just hold on, Rick. Let me try and fix the problem here. All right, say something now, Rick.
okay. Timothy Olsen says, "Oh no, the drugs are taking hold."
I need to know, though, if we still got an echo.
No, it's gone.
I don't hear the echo.
I don't hear it either. Yay, we fixed it.
Well, it's just that, your voices are coming over my computer speakers and being replayed through the mic.
Yeah.
That's what was going on.
Yeah, we figured it was something simple. Easily
It's always
fixed.
something simple.
And then Humphrey Bear's here, and he said, "Sci-fi movie? Are you in a well?" Well, no. So you're saying you saw the Canadian Shield variant cover?
Well, it was that or a book called Captain Canuck. I couldn't figure out which was which.
Unfortunately, probably Captain Canuck.
Captain Canuck.
Oh, it's a real thing. He looks just like the Canadian Shield. Captain Canuck's been around since the early 70s.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
he's a pretty old
Yeah.
character.
Actually, yeah. I wouldn't say he looks like the Canadian Shield.
I don't know, Rick. You need to go have a look at your designs and check that one again, brother.
Yeah. I do remember seeing a Captain Canuck in my LCS today.
Yeah, Captain Canuck is published by a company called Chapter House Comics. It's like probably Canada's largest comic book publisher.
And I remember thinking it looked an awful lot like Canadian Shield.
I'm gonna bug Rick about it to the end of time.
It's because they're both Canadian flag themed.
Well, yeah, I mean they're both dressed in red and white. They both have the maple leaf on them.
Yeah.
Now
But then
the
again-
proportions of red and white are reversed on the Canadian Shield.
Yeah. And Canadian Shield's a lot buffer. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely a lot buffer.
Timothy Olsen says Canadian plagiarism.
Oh man, that's going to be the name of my character.
Crap.
Ulrich's here. Hello, Ulrich. Okay, so let's see. There is what the original Captain Canuck looked like. He's actually had a redesign in recent years. I don't think
That may have
I
been-
don't think
That may have been a comic I saw, but I think he was either he was cameoed with someone else or someone else was cameoed with him.
there's the original design.
Jeez, he looks like Vindicator from Alpha Flight in some of these shots.
Yeah, is that?
There's the redesign. Although you don't really. There's the redesign.
Yeah, the one with the leaf on his shoulder. I actually like that design.
Let's see. Ulrich's here and he says, "Hello, Chris. I hear metal. Who else is with you? We have Shinobi Raccoon, and we have Naomi Rebel Comics
You can just call me LP, brother.
LP."
Yes, LP.
So I wouldn't say he looks a lot like Canadian Shield at all.
No similarities at all, brother.
Right.
These guys
No,
are not wearing
kid
capes.
wearing the flag on his back, though.
Yeah.
That looked like a lot like the Canadian Shield.
But then again, Lone Star does look a lot like a low-rank Captain America, so I can't really judge.
No.
Well, what's funny is that
I'm
Captain
just
Canuck
bugging,
had a
I'm just teasing.
costume that looks almost exactly like Lone Star.
Yeah, I know you're bugging me. Just teasing. Timothy says you should title him Canadian Shield, not Captain Canuck. Who should I title Canadian Shield, not Captain Canuck?
No, he's saying the title should be Canadian Shield in parentheses, not Captain Canuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got the links. I checked them out, but I haven't watched the whole videos. Although somebody did an interesting take on Captain America. Nice recolored design.
Chris Evans as Canadian Shield.
Or technically Captain Canuck.
Or Captain Canuck. Yeah.
Chris Evans would be way too small to play the Canadian Shield. Are you kidding? You need to pick somebody like Brock Lesnar and then like digitally upscale him.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
I think I meant to say Captain Canuck, but it came out as Canadian Shield by mistake because similarities.
Yeah. Timothy says, "You bastards, this means war!" And Ulrich's, yeah, we need like Nick
Rekieta.
Rekieta.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Nick Rekieta on the stream, our fearless leader.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Lawyer up, bitches. Now, Rick, here's a question I want to know. When are we going to get the Rick Piper Dynamite cover?
Who knows? I'd actually like that.
Who would it, man?
But then again,
Well,
they're in
listen,
trouble. now.
They've been canceling a lot of people lately.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Right before they dropped the bomb on Cecil, I was like tagging Dynamite hard in my tweets. I'm like, you need to do a Niobe cover with Dynamite chicks, and I was like pushing it hard. And the next thing you know, Cecil gets dropped. I'm like, okay, now is probably not the great time to try and go for this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. One of your followers wants one of the drawings I did as a cover.
I'm sorry, run that by me again.
One of your followers apparently wanted the one Niobe drawing I did that night as a cover for your next.
Which one? Which drawing? You've done a few now, brother.
Good point. Probably the one where Niobe's wearing nothing. Is wearing nothing but the underwear, but
Oh, it's the underwear pick. Yeah. Well, you know, when I first mentioned Niobe panties on Tyler's Draw and Talk stream, I was picturing like, you know, they'd be like black or white panties, and then right where the muff is, that's where the Niobe chibi picture would be. and then you went ahead and did your own design, and I loved it. It was great.
Let's see. Reed saying hi to Ulrich. Then Ulrich's laughing, saying hello to Eagle. Ulrich saying hi to Reed and asking how it is. Ulrich saying laugh out loud, I typed too fast. Eagle saying tell Canadian horror stories.
Oh, I got a good one.
Ah.
You want to hear a Canadian horror story? Justin Bieber.
Oh boy.
That's a Canadian.
Oh, I got a
story.
better one. Justin Trudeau.
Oh, you stole my line! You stole my line! I was just about to say that. Metal.
Canada ran out of maple syrup for a day. The end. No, we got plenty of maple syrup, brother. There ain't no shortage there.
No, he's saying that would be a horror story for Canada.
Well, it's a major import for sure. You know, man, there's bottles at this like little mom and pop sort of corner store that's up the road from me, and it's like homemade, sort of like, you know, maple syrup right from where we live, and like they charge a premium for that shit. Man. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
You get tourists that come in and buy that shit right up, you know.
I see.
And Timothy's saying they started to referring to Canadian bacon as ham.
Canadian bacon is fucking awesome. Bacon and eggs, man, almost every morning. Same thing with Canadian beer.
So
you know, you ever drink U.S. beer and it's like fucking 4% alcohol? Like that's like water. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I don't drink, so I wouldn't know.
Well, Rick, when I see you, I'm taking you out for a night on the town, and I'm gonna get you drunk then for the very first time. It's gonna be Rick gone wild.
Yeah, I might go wild, but I won't be drinking. Well, not beer anyway.
Well, we'll figure something out, Rick. I mean, you're not that far from me. You know, you're in Ontario. I'm in New Brunswick. Once this COVID is lifted and things get back to normal, you know, I'm sure I'll find my way to Ontario at some point. And if I'm anywhere near close to you, brother, I'm going to give you a little jingle. I'm going to say, Rick, you know what? Dress snazzy. We're going out on the town. It's going to be the Rick and LP show. We're going to tear it up, brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I know you're supposed to be at that London show next year, unless that's been canceled or whatever.
Well, Kitchener Comic Con.
Kitchener. Okay. Yeah.
Well, they postponed it. They got it slated now for May the 21st,
2021.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. You know, I mean, hopefully by then, you know,
Kitchener's like an hour's drive away. Kitchener's like an hour's drive away from me.
Well, then you have no excuse not to come see me when I'm in Kitchener if I go.
Yeah. Oh heck, when you told me about it, I was planning on it, and you know, hopefully, maybe even getting a table. You know,
you should look into that. I mean, It's never too early to try and maybe book that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's having the funds to book it.
As I
You know,
understand it, I'll be a guest, so I don't have to book a table. But I'll have to talk
yeah.
to them again because I mean that's gonna be a long ways away. And if I go there, it's actually gonna cost me a pretty penny, Rick, because I'm gonna have to fly there and get a hotel. You know, but I would do it just for like a vacation. You know what I mean? I mean, I wouldn't make any money there. You know, but you know, I would have to sell like 1,000 Niobe comics to cover the cost of a fucking hotel and a flight. You know what I mean? Like, but I would make it an
Yeah.
event. I would have some fun with it. You know.
I will be right back.
And we get Rick Piper drunk live, like we would live stream. We would do shots for dollars. Like every time someone donates us $1, Rick's got to do a shot.
You could try, but unless you're force feeding me it, I won't drink. I don't have anything against people who do. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Not that I've really
I
had.
know, Rick, and I'm not gonna like twist your rubber arms, but I'm just saying, brother. You know what? It's not. I will offer while I'm there. I will make the attempt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Canadian that doesn't drink. That's like shocking.
Yeah, I know.
How
I'm
does
just.
that one work? What kind of Canadian are you?
So now you're sounding like Todd from the other night.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure what
Timothy
you
Olsen
heard.
says
Or
the whole,
Scary Bits was also calling you out on your Canadianness too.
Timothy Olsen says the whole night would be Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. No, it'd be like Fear and Loathing in Toronto. You know what I mean? That's where we'll end up. We'll end up in Toronto.
Fear and Loathing in Toronto. What is this, Scott Pilgrim?
Right?
No. I think it would have to be Fear and Loathing in Niagara
Niagara.
because I think that's where the casinos are around here, the major ones.
Oh, wait, are you a gambling man, Rick?
Not really, but you said Vegas.
He was trying to find the
You said-
equivalent.
Do you partake in the gambles?
I've been to a casino once for about 10 minutes. I went when I went to LA once a few years ago. There was a stopover in Vegas, so I went out of the bus terminal. You know, we had like an hour and a half, and I went to the closest casino and I spent like about $4, $2 to $4, made back
How much
double.
did you win, Rick? Did you walk out with a couple hundred or what?
No, I played like the 5-cent machines.
Mm-hmm.
I think I played $1 in one of the 5-cent machines. I won 4 there, and then I went to a poker machine and I lost $1 in that. So then I quit.
Well, I'll tell you this: your gambling success is far greater than mine. This is why I never gamble because I never win anything, and I've tried a couple times. Like, yeah, let's put a couple bucks in the machine. You know, maybe I can walk out with a 20. No, never happened. So I was like, fuck, can't do that anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
the worst
again,
luck.
the only reason, well, there are a few reasons I left when I did. A, I didn't have a lot of money on me to waste. So I didn't want to, get caught up in anything. 2, I didn't want to get left behind for my bus, because then that, because I'm going all the way to LA. So to go to a Comic-Con.
You went to a Comic-Con in LA?
Yeah, Christian Comic-Con. They have
A
one
Christian
there.
Comic-Con. Okay.
It was my first Comic-Con going to having a table ever.
Oh, yeah,
So-
the table there. All right.
Yeah. I did the reverse to most people. I spent low money on my table and spent high money getting to the Comic-Cons.
Well, I mean, that's
Well, I guess
just
a lot
it,
of
right? I mean, like, to be honest with you, right? The only way I would really do a convention right now is if it's local, like it's within driving distance, and I don't have to spend the night, and the tables are cheap, right? Like when I went to Calgary, it cost me $450 for a table for the weekend. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
like when you print a book, say for $4, and you sell it for $10, and you make $6 profit. how many of those $6 books do you think I have to sell just to cover a cost of $450? You know what I mean?
50 probably.
Well, I mean, we can easily do the math. Here, hold on. And this is just to cover table costs, let alone, your food, your
Yeah.
shopping, your drinks. If you're spending the
Your
night
travel.
somewhere. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But so it's just
Yeah.
450 divided by 6. I would need to sell 75 Niobe comic books at $10 a pop to just break even on having a table at the Calgary Fan Expo, right? And
I think that's probably the other thing too. You're limited in what you have to sell because not being the artist, you could have prints and all that stuff made up too that you could probably
but
sell for a little bit.
Prints don't sell though. I've tried that avenue. Like I've had like 100 prints made up, and even like trying to sell them for $2 a piece, just no one really gave a shit. They went.
Yeah,
with the
prints
comic
only really
book.
sell if people are already invested in your work.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when people do buy prints, they're not looking for like the unknown indie characters. They're looking for the Harley Quinns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have a couple of prints,
Well,
but I don't mass produce them by any means. I got a few left over from previous. Here, prints do well on crowdfunding campaigns. So like if you offer like a comic book and a print set, people will probably buy that. But you come with a stack of prints at a show, and they don't know who the hell you are. They're not spending their money on that. They might take a gamble on your book if it looks cool enough, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But that's just my experience.
The other thing. The other thing I was going to say, not being the artist, is you can't, do sketches for people there while you're sitting there.
And that's the other thing, right? So a lot of these people who do have indie comic books, if they're an artist, you're exactly right. They'll go there and they'll do commissions and make a killing. As a writer, you're just sitting there like trying to sell what you got in your boxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But this is also why you got to go local, because you got to keep going and basically like establish yourself at the place, so you get the same people coming back, and then they start to become invested in your stuff.
Or you can be like me and get kicked out of your local con and banned for life.
Yeah, that happens too.
Right?
Yeah.
I can't go to a convention within a 10-hour driving distance from here.
Yeah, and that's just ridiculous too, and that's because of all this cancel culture crap.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when you stand up for Vic Mignonia and a bunch of cosplayers call your local con and say, if you let this Niobe guy go to the show, we want refunds on our tables and we're not coming, And so the comic show has to go, okay, what are we going to do here? Do the needs of the one, being me, outweigh the needs of the few or the many, being the cosplayers? And they go, well, you know what? We'd rather have one person pissed off at us than 50. So, yeah, fuck this LP guy. We're going to appease the masses, And that's exactly what happened, I mean, for a while, my book wasn't even allowed to be in the local comic book shop, right? Because that's how much of a stigma there was on me. And then just a few days ago, a couple of weeks ago, the owner says, so, is your new book out yet? And I said, yeah. He said, oh, can I have a look at it? And I showed it to him. He said, oh, you really leveled up and stuff. You want to have these on the shelf? I'm like, oh, dude, change of heart? Yeah, sure. Now let's get them on the shelf, man. Absolutely. So it's stage one, Rick, of a few stages to try and get back into the local scene.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. If you're in Canada and you're going to any other show but Kitchener, don't ever tell them you're Comicsgate because you won't fucking get in. You know what I mean? It's not happening.
Yeah.
They're not having it. And I'm not even Comicsgate, but just the thought of me being Comicsgate was enough for people to go, no, fuck that guy. We don't want him here. So, Comicsgate, convention-wise, and down in the States it might be a little different, but, Rick, here in Canada, it's a pretty left-leaning country, right? And the conventions here are even worse for that. Kitchener Comic-Con being the exception, they actually had Vic and Nick Rekieta as a guest. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of like the outlaws of Canadian cons. Like, I'm kind of like the outlaw of Canadian indie comic books,
Yeah, here in Texas, I don't really have to worry about that.
I'm sorry, what was that about Texas?
I'm not...
Oh, I said here in Texas, I really don't have to worry about that all too much, at least for now.
Yeah. Well, I would love to go to Texas, man. I think I would fit right in Texas. I think I'd have like a fucking ball in Texas, man. And a lot of hot women
I'm
in
not
Texas.
sure. I'm not sure what the Hamilton Comic Con's like with the whole Comicsgate thing.
Man,
You
I
know,
went into the comic shop today and they asked me about Cecil's cover, right? Because I picked up my pull list and I only had one book this week and it was, Red Sonja from Dynamite. And the guy goes, so yeah, did you hear about Dynamite? Dynamite's in the news. And I go, yeah. I said, they pulled Cecil's cover. He goes, I don't know who or what a Cecil is. And so I had to fucking explain it to him, right? Like, and he's like, yeah, the writer, he said that if they continue to do a Comicsgate, he's going to pull out. And I said, yeah. I said, a lot of people have kind of mentioned that. I said, what you got to understand is that, the CEO of Dynamite is friends with Ethan Van Sciver, and they've done tons of business in the past, probably more business that you're even aware of. And so I said, that's how that sort of path opened up for, Anna and Cecil and whoever. Because of that. And I said, they've
yeah,
dipped their hands into that pot, but I said, the problem is that they seem to have dipped their hands into that pot one too many times, and now they're being called out, and not just being called out by a couple of angry, feminists. This Cecil thing really blew up, even more so than that Anna, Star Wars or Star Wars Girl cover, or anytime Ethan has done something with Dynamite, this Cecil thing was really seemingly the straw that broke the camel's back.
yeah, and which is really stupid because no offense to Cecil, but Cecil's really a nobody.
Well, he's a personality. I mean, he's not, an
Yeah,
artist.
he's a personality within Comicsgate, but other than that, ultimately he's a nobody. The fact that he's even put on the cover is like crazy.
Yeah, well,
Come
I
on.
mean, he is a personality, and he is a creator now because he has that book Cash Grab, right? So you can't say that he's not a
Yeah.
creator.
Yeah,
But
true.
but he's definitely in his infancy as a creator. But the problem was his likeness, right? And the cover that they did on Dynamite was a parody of the cover for Cash Grab, right, where he's between the two girls. You know what I mean? And so then they did that
Yeah.
exact same cover, like a cover swipe, and it had him with Red Sonja Vampirilla, and people just lost their goddamn marbles, man.
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
And that's the reality of it. Whether we like it or not, whether we accept it or not, and whether we fight it or not, cancel culture is a thing in 2020. Now, hopefully, this fad, this thing, this wave, hopefully eventually it dies out. Hopefully, we all come to our senses and go, what the hell are we doing? But until that day happens, which is probably at least another year or two before we even come close to that, you really got to watch kind of what you say and what you do, whether you agree with it or not. It's just the reality of the world, right? And if you're Nick of Dynamite Comics, and now you have people attacking the IPs in which you hold, because they weren't just saying, "Hey, we're going to leave Dynamite." They were contacting people who own, the boys, people that own, like, who owns the trademarks for Red Sonja and whatever. And they're like trying to get those IP holders to pull the licenses from Dynamite, and that's the bigger story, And so now the
Yeah.
whole business is threatened. So what do? Again, does the needs of the one,
Yeah.
being Cecil, outweigh the needs of the many, which is like people you got to employ for your business? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get it. I get entirely what they're doing and why they're doing it. And Timothy said, Rick, he was someone enough to get on the cover of Red Sonja. Yeah, he got his fame through a lot through Ethan. And I don't, like I said, I'm not trying to disparage Cecil, at all by saying, about him getting up, being quote unquote a nobody, and it would be like you said, he said there, it's like you getting in a store. Yeah, exactly. It'd be like me getting in the store right now. And
Well,
here's John.
Timothy says here that he won't bend the knee. That you have to stand up to these SJWs, and I perfectly agree with that. As an independent comic book creator, I've done that. Right, I've taken my licks. I've gotten banned from cons, and I'm still doing my thing. One of the greatest things actually about being canceled is that you're already canceled. Basically, the shackles have now fallen off, and you can kind of operate how you want because they've already took their best swings at you. They've done their damage, and now they've moved on to greener pastures sort of thing. But as a mainstream company where you're dealing with a variety of people, it's a little tougher because you're not your own boss. You know, you may have to answer to shareholders or other investors or partners in your business, and you have to make sure your employees are taken care of and that there's still money on their in their pockets and food on their table. But as an independent comic book creator, where I call my own shots, yeah, I mean, there's no one else dependent on me but me, and so I call my own rules. But I don't know what it's like to be CEO of a major comic book publishing company and have to make those tough calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and hello, John.
Ah, someone new came.
Now we have Elric here saying,
Yeah,
"Thank
John's-
God Japan is not taking this type of crap. Well, most companies, Japan is getting sick of Western cryberries, wanting things canceled or censored."
Yeah.
But I've seen some stuff lately where they're starting to try and come for Japan, anime and manga and all that.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen there?
I guess some companies haven't figured it out yet, but others are waking up and saying, "Yeah, we're not going out like that."
I think John wants to show off his finished cover for the Buckler Ascendancy.
I got a chance to watch John work on this, and this has come like so far from even the last time that I saw it, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Did you want to show off the cover, John?
No, I'm going to show it off on my show.
Okay, fine.
Timothy Olsen says,
So what the hell are you guys talking about other than like boring logistics?
Well, that's about it. Olsen says that companies should stop caring. They won't lose any money, really. Dynamite will lose money if they lose their licenses for the IPs that they hold. You know what I mean? Kind of hard to make money selling Red Sonja books if Red Sonja pulls out,
Yeah, there's the big problem for Dynamite. Most of the stuff that they're doing isn't their own properties, unlike, say, DC.
No, they're licenses. And those licenses can easily say, you know what, we're done. We're going to go with someone else, when our contract ends or whatever the case may be, right? So.
Yeah.
Now, I am at work, Rick, so I'm going to disappear, but I'm going to stay, in the StreamYards. I just got to do, some work for about 10 or 15 minutes here, and then I'll come back.
Well, I was going to say.
Yeah. Well, in about.
I'm not disappearing. I'll be back.
minutes.
I'm just going to be absent from the keyboard here for a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, in about 17 minutes, it's off for me. So, but if you're here, fine.
All right. Well, I'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll be right back after this.
So Rick, what's the status of that package?
At the moment, it's saying it's back at the thing, and it's supposed to be going out for delivery. Or back out for delivery in the next day or two. So I'm just, they haven't sent you a new tracking number, have they?
No, I wash my hands of that nonsense.
I see.
Well, I'm just, because you're the primary person on that thing, I wasn't sure whether they'd send it to you, your email address.
No, I just figured that you wouldn't be worried about it or calling about it, so I just assumed that you hadn't gotten it yet.
I see.
Well, I am checking the tracking like every day, 3 or 4 times a day.
No, I don't know. I wasn't here.
Yeah, I should know you don't know. You can't know what's going on inside my head. Not that you'd want to.
Why'd you make his boots pink?
Fish, salmon, or pink.
Oh, he lives in a river?
Well, he's fishman, so. And I
His
wanted to be
Harvey
corny,
Fishman?
you know, word to. No,
Harvey Fishman attorney.
Raymond Fisher. Okay, who am I echoing in?
Oh, probably everybody. So what's the news? I've kind of I've been looking at Twitter and it's blowing up. I've kind of quarantined myself in this little room so I can get this stupid painting done. And I haven't been doing anything except for watching garbage Netflix movies.
Well, what have you been seeing on Twitter? What's the news? Like, are you talking about the Cecil
Like,
news?
It looks like Cecil, like I don't know what happened, but they were like he got cut off from Dynamite, and then like it looks like people got so upset about that they gave him like $200,000 or something like that, close to it.
They probably bought him out of the contract. Is probably what happened. So when you deal with those big companies, there's probably a contract involved, obviously. So Cecil would have had a contractual obligation to Cecil, and then by breaking the contract, they probably gave him something in return. You know what I mean? Like, here you go, here's your buyout.
Oh, no, not a buyout. Like he put out another cover, an alternate cover that he was gonna do a cover with Dynamite, and then that got
that got canned because of the SJW.
and it looks like he put another cover out.
But not through Dynamite, though, right?
No, just a regular on Indiegogo with Malin's girl character and Ethan's girl character, and it's like at $200,000 just by itself.
Really?
Yeah.
This is the power of outrage culture, man. You can really turn that into some serious money.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Then it's like, then I see other stuff.
Cash on the outrage.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah,
It looks like Graveyard Shift 3 launched.
Yeah, people are more ready to back an ideal than they are, a piece of work, right?
An idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of outrage, apparently Avatar is back in the news.
Yeah. Well, Avatar, like
in what
the Japanese
capacity?
Manga or
no
manga or the movie?
No, I mean that live action show that Netflix is apparently coming out with.
The James Cameron Avatar?
Oh, the one based on the manga.
The Last Airbender.
It's not a manga. It's an American property, Rick. It just looks kind of like anime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Because it looks like anime.
Yeah, the Last Airbender Avatar. Because apparently we haven't learned from Night Shyamalan's Nightmare.
Let's see. One sec. Timothy says, here is a question. If everything is offensive, then nothing is offensive?
No, if everything is offensive, then everything's offensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna, no matter what, you're gonna offend somebody. It's just.
Now, if he was making a
Question
statement,
of-
then it would make sense. But he was asking a question. See, speaking of getting hit by lightning and getting superpowers, I'm looking at a picture here of lightning striking the Statue of Liberty. It's pretty cool.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to pull down that statue yet.
Can any of them swim?
I mean, I don't want to give them ideas or anything, but I'm serious. Like, I'm surprised I haven't heard, like, tear down the Statue of Liberty,
I'm pretty sure they drown trying to get to it.
I don't think they even know where to start.
I'm pretty sure they like it. They like it where it is because that would take a lot of actual work to tear that down.
You need a pretty big rope for that one.
You would actually have to like wake up early and show up on time to get that thing taken down.
Right. Rick, I'm going to send you a link, brother. I want you to shill for me a little bit.
Yeah, no problem.
Because I don't have mods, so I can't like just paste links willy-nilly.
You can send it to me and I can do it pretty fast.
Just my Gumroad store, Rick. Nothing major. People want to...
Okay, you're sending me that on Twitter, I take it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Twitter. I'll just do something. Do I have you on the Book of Face, Rick? I probably should have you on Facebook. If I don't, we should definitely, make that add. So the way I work the Gumroad stores, if I have extra copies lying around, I'll list them up on Gumroad. I don't list anything that I don't have like in a box at home. You know, so most things are like very limited, right? You know, there might be 10 of this particular cover up on the Gumroad store. First come, first served. You know? Chad Middleton wants to know, why would they pull down a statue of a woman? I don't think it's the woman that would matter. It's the liberty part of it. You know, like
Look at check out this light. Even the lightning is pink. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Okay, let me get over to.
I already
Dillard
pasted
here.
in it.
Can you see that or no?
Not really.
It's too bright, huh?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay,
I got a
let's
phone
go
from
over-
NASA.
Let's go over to me and Shield and there. We got his that's set up. So yeah, you can go over here and get some Niobe digital.
Oh, you didn't have
variant.
to pop it up on screen, but that's cool, brother. Thanks. Man.
It's easy enough to do. I use OBS as thing, so I just switch over to my my tabs, the one tab. So.
Right.
Yeah, so eventually a couple of those things are going to get cycled out, and we're going to put the new covers up, which were done by Luigi Terrell from Rags. So I have to figure out how many spares I have left, and then those are going to go up on the store.
Cool.
So with the blank one, can they get somebody to draw on that like before they get it, or?
Well, I mean, you can definitely get a blank and have someone do a commission on it, but I mean, I don't sell them with art on them or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, whether you sold them with art on them or not.
I did sell 5 to a fantastic artist named Ariel Diaz. I don't know if you guys heard of her, but she's got a style that's a lot like Artgerm, and she's just like on fire right now. She like contacted me and said, "I want 5 of these." I said, "No problem." Shipped them right out. You know?
Yeah. So, and everybody, that Metal did put that link in there. So if you want to go get these things, are these Canadian prices or American prices?
You know, everything's in U.S. with that site except for Niobe #1. That's actually in Canadian dollars, but they're going to end up converting it to U.S. dollars anyway. Is how they work. So I just figure I just label everything in U.S. pricing.
Yeah. So
Plus,
you got stuff
Rick,
range.
we're in Canada. We need that extra bump. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, sure. You got stuff ranging from $3 to $20. So
Wait a minute. Why true? What does that mean? Why is that true, Rick?
What? We need the extra bump, the extra money?
Yeah. What do you need the extra bump for because you're from Canada? What does that mean?
well, it means that our dollar is worthless to yours. So every U.S. dollar is worth about 70 cents Canadian. So
Yeah,
if
they
we
have like
sell
monopoly
something-
money.
So if we sell something for $20 Canadian, that's basically like $26 US. You know what I mean? So like your money is worth a lot more. So if we can get US money, if I get $20 US, that's like $26 Canadian for me. I just, cha-ching, I just made an extra $6.
Oh, okay. So
Does that make sense?
So you're trying to rip me off then? Is what you're trying to say?
No, we're just dealing with the currency that the world uses.
Yeah.
Welcome to Canada.
It just so happens to work to our advantage.
Yep.
So don't buy Canadian then.
Pretty much.
Well, buy Canadian just at American prices.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Of course not.
That's how she works, man. It's business. I mean,
Unfortunately.
anyone that sells anything in Canada, I can guarantee you, if they're selling it internationally, they're pricing it in U.S. dollars.
Oh yeah, sounds like Canadians are pretty shady.
But the sun doesn't shine as much up there, so they're used to it.
Depends on how far.
Oh, so you guys don't get the 115 degree days? Is what you're saying?
No, dude, it was fucking hot here today. I mean, I don't know how it works in the old system, but in the metric system, it's like fucking plus 34 Celsius, so whatever that equals to.
Ooh, that was actually pretty hot.
Yeah, it was fucking hot.
Yeah. Well, with the humidity around here, it gets up until over 100, close to 110, maybe even above that.
I don't believe you, Rick.
But he just said he had a 93-degree day.
He said with the humidity. It doesn't count. Are you counting humidity?
That's without the humidity, 93. With the humidity added on, it's over
so
100.
93 is. What do you mean with the humidity? It's over 100.
It depends on what the humidity is. I live right by the ocean. It is very humid here. Like we're right on the east coast. Like where I am at is right above the state of Maine, so right on the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
You know, we're not North Canada by any stretch of the means. You know, we're pretty much like on the border. You know.
And where I live is like on Lake Ontario, so it's almost like living on the ocean. It's by water. That's what counts. It makes it extra hot.
So you have an easy life. You live by the ocean, and you want more money.
More money, man.
I don't live by the ocean.
More
Rebel
money, more
does.
problems. You know. Like,
Yeah, I agree with Eagle 43. He says USA, USA, USA.
is that what they're chanting in the streets of Portland?
Mm-hmm.
Chad says at least you're not.
As soon as I said Portland,
Elric.
someone mentioned it. It's like, at least you're not in Portland, Elric.
I think that's just because Elric says. Unfortunately, I love in California so much. My state is progressively backwards.
Wait, Rick, this character, that blue is way too dark. What are you doing?
Yeah, lighten that up. And blue and green don't really match all that well. Like, it looks abstract. It looks off, bro. And his boots.
Well,
look
like I said, he's supposed.
His boots looks like he's not wearing boots. That looks like his bare feet, brother.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed
like-
to look a bit
Kind of
more.
like Plastic Man.
Man, we just ripped Rick to shreds, didn't we?
Hey,
Where's
he's
Ray?
supposed to be a World War II. He's supposed to be a World War II superhero, so he's supposed to be corny looking.
Why does he not reflect the corniness of the World War II heroes? Why does he just look like somebody's OC, somebody's Sonic OC?
Yeah, Timothy says, like I said, Seahawk colors. Why tacky? Just World War II heroes were corny,
So Rick,
tacky.
let me ask you a question. Like, is there any, like, I know we just talked a couple days ago, but since then, has Indiegogo gotten to you? Is there any update on your funds, anything like that?
Well, the one he did send, the one guy did send me a form, or I shouldn't say form,
Crap.
a document to give to my bank, so they might be able to figure out why it's not going.
Good.
And when you gave it to your bank, what did they say? Oh, I'll do that tomorrow.
Well, at least you got the process started, Rick. I mean, that's what you need. You need people actually looking into it.
Well, I got that earlier today, so I sent it off to them, and I have yet to hear from them.
Yeah, man.
Sent
Well,
it
I'll hear
off.
from them.
You walk it in. What do you mean you sent it off? This is an emergency.
I emailed them.
Oh my god.
You
Well,
may
I was
have to,
hoping it would have been a.
Knowing, because you said last stream when we talked about this, knowing that the guy doesn't answer your emails like once every 3 days.
You might have to walk that one in, Rick. I would have walked that one. I would have printed out the form and I would have brought.
Yeah, but you're talking about the different. My bank isn't being the idiots. It's Indiegogo that's once every 3 days or
but
once
you got to make them two work together. I mean, it's kind of out of your hands. Indiegogo's got to deal with the bank and vice versa at this point. You're just kind of like the middleman now,
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get Indiegogo to actually call the bank. God forbid they actually do that.
Oh my
Chad
God.
says, Rick, you need to go to the bank with a gun.
Do you guys know who the Blue Muppet is?
No, you see what Timothy Olsen is saying? This is what everybody's telling you, Rick. I don't know why you're not doing it. Look what Timothy Olsen's saying. He's saying annoy the shit out of them until they give you what you want.
Yeah, that's right, Rick. You got to be a pushy little bastard. The Blue
Well,
Muppet.
guess what? I can show you.
You can show me a video of you not walking to the bank today.
Sitting in this chair, man, that was a good run, the Blue Muppet on Twitter, George Peter Gatsis, I think his name is, just released this epic Dynamite Vampirilla cover. You guys all got to see this. I mean, this is artwork at its finest, and I definitely think this is worthy of being on the shelves of comic book shops.
Yeah. Do you have it offhand, or
No, you're gonna have to go search for it, Rick. I'm using 2 computers at once here, so like, I got one computer where I'm looking at pictures, and I got the other computer, which is like a piece of shit laptop. So I'm trying to talk to you on.
Okay.
And if I try and share anything, it might just crash the whole thing, dude. You
Yeah,
know?
we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. I'm stuck at work for the next 6 days, and like people are like, well, we should do some hangouts, and I'm like, well, crap, that means I have to bring a computer to work with me.
Is it on? Did he share it on Twitter, George Gatsis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I got it.
There we
So tell me about Rick, about this extremely sexy and well crafted piece of art.
Oh, that still looks better than Anna's.
Right? Bam!
So there is Vampirella. For everybody to see. She's stick figure thin.
Oh my.
She put the thumb on the wrong side.
Is it the wrong side?
Yeah, this is definitely where are her organs would come in handy right about now.
Someone should tweet that in there. Be like, where are her organs? Yeah, I'll do it. But where are her organs?
Yeah.
Oh
Given some of the artwork I've posted as of late, I'm surprised that the Karens haven't come after me yet.
No, give it time, brother.
Rick, it's like 9:02. Aren't you going to end this already?
Yeah, I was about to, and then somebody brought up about the Vampirella. So,
Rick, I can keep the show going for another hour if you let me, man. I can hijack this fucker right up, man.
Yeah, you can. Or continue it on his stream.
Yeah. Timothy Olsen says she is Lindsay Lohan. Arthur Reed says he likes it.
Anyways, Metal, anything you want to promote?
Yeah, just, the normal. Go to xdynamuschaos.com. Got a lot of stuff. There's a shop there if you want to support it physically. Get some books, comics, whatever. And just a lot of free content that you can peruse.
Okay. Shinobi?
Haven't really been really doing a whole lot of streaming lately, but I have been doing. But I do upload videos whenever possible. Also, look me up on Twitter, and apparently, I got Nasser to notice me.
Oh, you got Nasser Abadi noticing you? What happened there?
I don't know. I don't know. I got
whatever you do, don't respond to him. He's going to send you scripts.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I turned to see he DM'd me and saying that I'm a great artist, and accompany that with a follow.
There you go, brother. Maybe that could lead to some work down the road.
Cool. And Rebel, anything you want to promote?
Well, there's the Gumroad store, which we kind of already went over, and I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter for Niobe Birthright number 2 towards the end of August. We just started doing pages actually today. All the covers are done. We're working on pages now. Once I get the first 3 pages drawn and inked, they're going to get colored by Action Labs' Dan O'Vera, and then we're going to put up a Kickstarter. So exciting times in probably about a month or so.
Awesome. Definitely. And John?
Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dillard Draws. I'm going to go live in about 30 minutes.
Oh, damn. I'll be watching that. I'm stuck at work. I'm going to watch John Dillard. Everyone should, too.
Okay, so, yeah. Anything else, John?
No. What are you harassing me for? You didn't ask anybody else that.
Well, you went to say something because I went to say something. And
Rick, you got
No,
any
it's
words? Rick, anything you want to promote, Rick?
I was just going to say thanks, everybody, for coming on. Go check out my Twitch channel. I'll be on there tomorrow at noon. So thanks all you guys for coming on. Thanks to the whole chat for coming out and participating. Hope you all had a good time, and thanks for the ribbing of my character. He's supposed to be ribbed. He's Fishman. What a corny name, right?
Just because you say it's supposed to be corny doesn't mean you pulled it off, Rick.
Yeah.
True, true.
And everybody don't forget
So-
to go and harass Rick's bank so that they can get his money
Right.
already.
Yeah.
We
Or
might
harass
need to do
it-
like a GoFundMe to help Rick get his money, you know, so Rick can afford a bus ticket to the fucking bank.
And
Oh, I'm dying.
I'll set that right up for
Ah.
you, Rick. Don't worry, I got it covered.
Okay, so we'll catch everybody later. Remember to go check out Dillard's channel in half an hour. That's Dillard Draws here on YouTube. We'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God
Peace
bless.
out, guys. Thanks
Have
for
a
having
great
me on,
night.
Rick.
Thanks for
No
having me on.
problem.